Henry and Mudge in the Family Trees by Cynthia Rylant, illustrated by Susie Stevenson, winners of the Theodore Seuss Geisel Award. The Invitation. One day, Henry and Henry's big dog, Mudge, and Henry's parents were sitting on the porch when a letter came. The envelope said invitation. Henry loved invitations. Mudge loved them too, because they usually meant cake.
Hurry, Dad, open it,
said Henry. Henry's father opened the envelope.
It's a family reunion,
said Henry's father.
at Cousin Annie's house.
Yay.
Shouted Henry. He liked Cousin Annie a lot. Mudge wagged. He liked Annie too. She always wiped his nose with hankies,
You'll meet a lot of new relatives, Henry,
said Henry's mother.
Great.
Said Henry.
and you'll hear a lot of good stories.
She said.
Great.
Said Henry.
And you'll get a million sloppy kisses.
Said Henry's father. Henry looked at Mudge.
Oh.
Henry said. Sloppy kisses. On the day of the reunion, Henry's family drove to Annie's house. Henry brought a new frisbee for Annie, a tennis ball for Mudge, and a paper towel for himself, for sloppy kisses. When they got to Annie's house, people were everywhere, in the yard, on the porch, all through the house, and a few were even in the trees. Henry suddenly felt nervous. So many relatives! What would they say? Would they be nice? Would they be friendly? Would they understand dog drool? Henry and Mudge got out of the car. Henry felt very shy. Suddenly, Annie saw him from up in a tree.
Hi, Henry.
Annie called.
Hi, Mudge.
Mudge?
A relative on a swing said.
Mudge.
A relative on the porch said.
Mudge?
Said somebody in the house.
Hey everybody,
Shouted Aunt Sally from another tree.
it's Mudge.
And a million relatives came running with a million sloppy kisses. And all of them for Mudge. Henry smiled proudly. Mudge wagged and wagged and wagged. No one loved a sloppy kiss better than Mudge. He was made for family reunions. The best family. Henry's relatives were fun. They danced. They sang. They laughed big belly laughs. And so many cousins. Cousin Jeff, Cousin Joe, Cousin Steph, Cousin Kate, and on and on and on. But Annie was still the best cousin. She and Henry and Mudge played frisbee with some aunts and uncles and grandpas and grandmas. Aunt Sally gave Mudge a cracker each time. He caught the frisbee. When they got tired, Henry and Annie and Mudge went to Annie's room. Annie showed Henry her collections of lace hankies and china teacups. Not very exciting, thought Henry. Then Annie showed him her submarine game.
Wow.
Said Henry. He and Annie played submarines, while Mudge slept on the canopy bed. Annie thought Mudge looked cute on her pink frilly bed. After Mudge's nap, they all went back to the reunion. They played more games, and had more fun, and climbed more trees. Then, at the end of the day, it was time to say goodbye. Henry shook a million hands, and got a million hugs, and everyone said,
What a fine dog you have, Henry.
Henry was proud. Cousins and aunts and uncles and grandpas and grandmas were great to have. But Mudge would always be the best family of all. 재미있게 읽으셨으면 좋아요와 구독, 알림 설정 부탁드립니다. 다음 시간까지 안녕히 계세요.